My name is Ronald Slater. I'm a patient of Dr. Hasan, Cincinnati Sports Medicine. Dr. Hasan replaced my left shoulder in January of 2010. I'm sorry, January 2011. Yeah, and this began years ago. I've been in the HVAC trade, heating, air conditioning, and ventilation, for approximately 38 years now. And this is a injury or a problem that arose out of that, doing that style of work and what was needed to be able to do that style of work. Beginning, first of all, with just having a sore shoulder for a day or two to continually getting worse until the fall of 2010, and after we finished our normal installation season, which usually ends around the end of September, my shoulder was giving me such pain that I had it 24 hours a day. And then I contacted Cincinnati Sports Medicine, worked with a pain specialist for 6 weeks, and he said that he couldn't do any good. Turned me over to Dr. Hasan, and after some x-rays, in which when he brought him out, he said, your left arm is really bad, your left shoulder. He said, you can't even see where the shoulder joint is supposed to be. There was so much arthritis deposits around my shoulder. So it was scheduled then to, we worked through scheduling till we got the operation took place on January the 14th of 2011. And then for the next about 4.5 months, worked through rehabilitation on that to restore strength and flexibility, which all really worked out great for me. I have no pain whatsoever in my shoulder now. I have, I can do any type of work that I previously did. And as I kidded Dr. Hasan all the way through, I said, now is this going to improve my golf game? And he said, well, we'll have to see. And I'm glad to say that, yeah, it took a few strokes off of my average, and did in fact improve my golf game. I think just being able to move my shoulder in the proper manner again. And that about tells about what went on. I would say if anybody is suffering from shoulder pain of this type, whether it's been caused from work, as mine was, the repetitive work that I did, or whether it might be from an accident or from a fall of some type, that you see about getting it taken care of. There's a number of different treatments for this. Mine had progressed to the point where there was no treatment but the operation, and the operation has worked out wonderfully for me.
Ron, what was your experience working with Dr. Hasan?
Oh, he was great to work with. I had no problem whatsoever. He treated me well, and didn't bother to say, well, you shouldn't have done that when you were doing it. He was, although he was quite precise in what he wanted me to be able to accomplish after the operation took place. And I know from the day of the operation, I was supposed to, I think, stay in the hospital for 3 days. I was home 12 hours after the operation. And I really never suffered any pain. There was a pain caused by the stretching and so forth in a rehabilitation, but for it to actually ache or anything, I never had any pain like that. In fact, my painkiller that I had in the little squeeze bottle, I didn't realize it, but it came disconnected sometime during the night. I was in the hospital, and I wasn't doing any good pumping on anything anyhow. It was running down my neck. I didn't even realize it. But he did, he did say, well, he said, you're a fairly good-sized fella and you were fairly muscular. He made me do an extra few weeks of rehabilitation to add some additional strength into the shoulder, which I really appreciate what he did there.
Ron, what was your experience with, overall experience with Cincinnati Sports Medicine?
I had a great experience with Cincinnati Sports Medicine to date. My operation on my shoulder with Dr. Hasan was my second time to be there. The first time I was there for a knee problem, and Dr. Siegel was the one who took care of it with a new operation that had just been allowed to be done in the United States with a half a knee replacement. That's been 12 years now, and it's still going good. My experience with Dr. Hasan and also with the pain specialist, they were both excellent. They did everything they could for me that I know of. And I'm currently now signed up for another operation take place the day after Easter on, I think that's April 9th or 10th. Anyway, I need to get some more work done. When you get old and you keep pushing your body, you got to have some repairs done to it now and then. And I told my wife, well, normally they shoot horses, but she didn't seem to think that would be a good idea in my case. So